You've done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoke the game, no matter what you say. But only metal, what a ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Mark Stevenson.
How can you tell so many lies? Come and see
You're a
me.
wonderful crowd, you really are a wonderful crowd. Good evening, welcome to you all here to the Sandy Pate Sports Bar, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last show of the series. No, it's much sadder than that, come on. But tonight, our final guests of the season are the power holders at Mansfield Town Football Club. John was the chairman and new owner of the club in September 2010. Carolyn was appointed as chief executive a year later. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome please the Redfords? Mrs. Redford, Chairman, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Very, very well. A little bit tired because, obviously we had the party last night.
Went well, didn't it?
It did.
Superb.
Yeah. I think you had a late night, didn't you, Steve-O, as well?
Thank you, Carolyn.
What time was it, Steve-O?
It's not an evening with Mark Stevenson. You've been here many a year now, the pair of you. Some great moments under your tenure. Let's see your best bits. Ladies and gentlemen, John and Carolyn Radford. Some terrific memories there, both highs and lows. I mean, I know we speak about best moments often, but what are your best moments still now? We spoke, I think it was February last year you were here with us on this Monday night, but since then, has your best moments list altered at all? I think you put Wrexham, Hereford, Chesterfield all up there. Does the Notts County game here in a way come into it now?
Yeah, Notts County's kind of changed things. You know, obviously them coming down last season was, it made some good entertaining football this year, didn't it? And it's a shame, obviously, they got. But this year we've got Doncaster, Blackpool, and, it's quite exciting. I think we'll have some more 5-0 victories over Blackpool.
Be nice.
Are you still sponsoring the Doncaster
Yeah,
shirts next season?
so we're going to have the One Call Derby. So One Call will be on Doncaster shirts, obviously on our shirts at the One Call Stadium.
Good advertising.
Yeah.
Chairman, what about yourself?
I'll be supporting Mansfield in that one, mate. So,
Of course, I meant, sorry, my original question about best moments.
I think that the county was a big thing for us this season. Doing them 7-0 over two fixtures was fantastic, and we've seen some cracking goals. But obviously, having a promotion in my tenure's been good for getting that. And this season, I'm happy with the style of play and how things are opening up on the field a little bit more. And I think we've got the right sort of squad together now. And I'm going on to another question to see where we think. But as far as
we've got all 9.
yeah, but as far as moments this season, the county that probably gets up into my top 5 of most pleasurable moments at Mansfield Town.
What's more satisfying for you both then? Winning 1-0 away at Chesterfield or thumping Notts County 5-0 at home?
1-0 at Chesterfield, probably. No, it was. I mean, I like thumping County and Chesterfield, but I prefer to beat Chesterfield over County because it's just simply because it's at least County is still Nottinghamshire, they're Derbyshire over there.
Is that the same for you, Carolyn?
Yeah.
That's the agree.
What about this season then? Sky Bet League 2, a 12th place finish for the Stags. How do you think we've done overall over 46 league games? Has the final league standing of mid-table exceeded your expectations, beneath, met them?
For myself personally, the team have had a fantastic season. I mean, if we look, another 9 points would have been in the playoffs. And I can think of quite a few games where I feel robbed. I mean, I certainly feel robbed when the champions came here, when Northampton came here, and we lost to Jamie Maguire at half time. They managed to pull it back. They were just all diving all over the place. It was annoying me. That's Paul and everyone in the director's box and saying, I upset sometimes get to the fourth official. But I think that's what's caused our problem this season. We've been unlucky as far as the referee decisions are concerned. And
just might need to turn your phones off, guys. You got your phone on? Might be interfere with the microphone. We're going to do a system here. Somebody might be calling you, I would say. Well, carry on and talk. It seems to have gone. The phone call's gone. Let's talk about this season more so in greater detail. Of course, the retain list should be announced, this week we're expecting. How many of the current players do you expect to be with us next season?
I think it's more about the players that are leaving us this season. I mean, everyone knows that Tafazzoli might be leaving us. I'm doing everything I can to try and keep him. There's a few more players that we've got. I mean, every player in our squad we've got an option on. So if they leave us, it's because we've let them go, not because they've left us. So we can pretty much keep most players. There are a few that we feel that the option we've probably given is a little bit too high.
Please continue.
Best man.
You were saying, Chairman?
So as far as the squad's concerned, I think that most of them will stay. You'll see, the core of the team will definitely be there. We've got to add a bit of quality, obviously, and we might lose 1 or 2, but we'll only be losing the 1 or 2 that we lose because we want to lose them. Okay, so every player you see out there bar Tapazoli, we can retain and keep. So the squad that we put out is the squad that we want to keep.
We've got some really exciting possible new players as well, haven't we? We've just, even on the way down here now, we're on the phone to some other clubs. So, and interestingly, I don't know whether I should say this or not.
I don't know.
I've got a feeling you're going to.
Yeah. No, we're bringing up some interesting statistics, let's just say, weren't we, Mark? That is very exciting for the club and shows a real, statement of intent, let's just say,
Quite right.
for this next season. Because, to be fair, my position was, we can't help but get really excited, and we always go with promotion as at the start of the season. That's what we want. And there's been various points of the season where you can't help but think that it's a possibility, and and we just had like a few games, a little period of time where it just went down and then came back up again, and then there wasn't much between all the different clubs, but it's football, isn't it? Not disappointed, but hopefully next season we'll get promoted.
The statement you refer to, Carolyn, at the head of that answer, are you referring to perhaps marquee signings, stellar signings?
Yeah, I think so now.
Yeah, I think you only said some names.
Referring to roses, I thought.
Are strikers at the top of the agenda?
Yeah, obviously, Greeny's been pretty much up there on his own. I thought Westy would be a good companion at the beginning of the season. I was looking for Greeny and a good striker that had a good history. And Westcott fitted that criteria. Just that pairing just didn't work out. Westy will be staying with the club, just so you know that. I'm not talking that term there. But it's now finding if we put another, 15 to 20 goal striker up front there with Greeny, and so they can get 30 goals between them, we should at least be promotion, if not automatic. So that's what we're looking for.
That's the thing with strikers, though, isn't it? I mean, the top ones, even at this level, cost big money.
Yeah, it's not all about the money. It is about the money. To get one that's performed a couple of seasons on the trot, you've got to pay for them, but then you've got to get them to the club. And it's not as hard as when we were down in the conference getting them to come to Mansfield, but there's still sometimes a problem of getting them to come to the club. We've got to show our ambition. We've got to show that we want to go up the leagues. We certainly want to be a League One club, if not a Championship club. Okay, and that's that's what we've got to get across to them. That's why you see the stadium improving all the time. We're just trying to make it so this is a better environment for players to come to, and I can't wait for the new training ground to be sorted out, so that looks good for us as well.
Yeah, we'll come on to that later. Am I right in sensing, though, that you're prepared to invest even more heading into next season into the playing side?
Yeah, the budget's going up, yeah.
What, substantially?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put it this way, we're not going on holiday next year.
Speaking of yeah. Speaking of holidays, well, it's not a holiday for the players, of course. I'm referring to Malta, that great trip which so many of us had in a couple of years back. Oh, round of applause, Steve breaking out. You've still got the tan to prove it, haven't you? You're looking great. Could we see a return of a pre-season trip to Malta or anywhere else across Europe or the wider world?
I think that's a great idea, John.
I will promise the team that if we get a top 10 finish, the minimum will be a trip to Malta. Okay, so top 10, minimum trip to Malta, obviously for the players.
And I think it's good for everybody else as well, because we all get to bond together, don't we? I mean, it was just really good fun, wasn't it? Three seasons ago.
Yeah, first season we're back in the league, yeah. Were there any such incentives this time around for the players?
I think I went down to the changing room after one particular match and had a go at them all and offered them a silly amount of money if we got promoted, which I'm quite... No, I did, in one drunken moment go down. I'd fallen out with them, I'd got drunk, I had a few two glasses upstairs, fallen out with them about the way they played after one particular game and went down and had a go at them in the change room and then offered them a a financial incentive that would have hurt me a little bit. I got it.
I think it was Accrington at home, wasn't it? Am I right?
It may have been, yes. They're like a bad penny for us, Accringtons, aren't they?
Yeah, and they missed out on automatic promotion, of course, but still got a chance of the playoffs. Well, they're in the playoffs. Still got a chance to go via the playoffs, should I say. You mentioned the training ground. What's the latest on that, Chairman? Because, of course, it's been a pretty long process, and Carolyn, of course, at Woburn Lane in Plesley. What's the very latest?
Well, it's getting level. There's some work going up there at the moment, construction work going up at the moment, and we're putting planning in for a 3G. We're going to try and have it covered. The changing rooms that are up there, I don't know if everyone's been up there, they're far too small for what we need, so we're making sure the planning's going in for them. We're going to be at least 4 times the size of the current changing rooms, and I think we're getting about 6 pitches on there. So we're hoping, it's certainly the latest to be ready for is the season after this next one. But as far as the plans are concerned, once we've got them through and we can get the go-ahead, we'll get going on it. But at the moment, we're on levelling at the moment and getting and making sure it's all the same level.
It's quite frustrating when you're dealing with things like this because you really want it to happen quickly, and we need our own training ground, and it's a very basic thing that a football club needs. And it seems to have taken years already, and then you're told, oh, it's not going to be this season, it might be next season, but it will be fantastic when it's done, won't it?
Yeah, we're going to spend some serious money on it, make sure it's really good. It's top
Ready for
top
when we're
drawer
in the
training room.
championship.
Let's talk about something else which is ongoing off the field. Of course, the proposed new scoreboard. Now, you've erected the, let me get the right word, you've erected the structure, of course, over there for the new scoreboard. Is that still due to be up and running by the start of next season?
I think the answer to this last time was Paul.
No.
I think it should be, hopefully, it's going to be up there for next season, isn't it?
That's the plan, I believe.
Yeah, and it'll be brilliant as well.
No, I've been absolutely sure that Paul's erection will be ready for next season.
What gives you such certainty?
Apparently so, says Tina.
Tina's not so sure. Just in terms of the scoreboard, we get worse on a Monday night, Chairman, believe me, with this audience. Just give us a visualisation as to what it will look like, what sort of things can go on it, that type of thing. The scoreboard.
Do you know when I saw it down at Wembley, you could do replays on it and anything you want. So I don't know. It should be fantastic by the time it's done. I brought it 2 years ago now, so I think the technology is starting to fall behind a little bit. So, but it should be fantastic. I mean, I saw it when it was down up at Wembley. It's one of these boards you can play pretty much what you want on it and do replays and things like that. We might have a bit of technical problems in the first few games, so yeah, it'd be interesting to go and watch just the scoreboard. What actually pops up.
Well, we could be here a while, couldn't we? Let's move on. Season tickets. You've frozen season ticket prices for 2016-17. What's the thought process when you're deciding on season ticket prices, Chairman and Carolyn?
The problem is, and I'll be totally honest about it, I mean, I would like the season ticket prices to be lower, okay? But the problem then we have, as a stadium, we're only a 10,000 seater stadium, and if my stadium's taken over by lots of season ticket holders, and season ticket holders are our favourite people, but they can't get to every game. So it's nice to allow, if there was a way of doing like a part-time season ticket, and we discussed this at length at board level of sorting it so you could buy a season ticket at a cheap price, but then only let us know when you were coming to a game or not coming to a game, so we could resell the seat. It's just the capacity of the stadium causes a problem for selling the number of season tickets we've got. But we certainly want to put them up. And our season ticket prices, I know they're not the cheapest, but they are. They're in the top 20% or 10% of the cheapest. And we're not stupid. A lot of season ticket prices are well over £500. So I think we've tried to pitch it right, but we've tried to leave enough capacity in the stadium so that the stadium, if it could be full, will be full.
What about Bishop Street? I mean, it's always a topic that people ask about. Are you planning to do anything with Bishop Street at all, or just leaving it as it is?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a project waiting to really happen, isn't it? First of all, I would like to do something with Bishop Street, but we're averaging 3,500. We've got a 10,000 seat stadium. We'll probably get 1 or 2 big games a season where we're breaking the 5,000 barrier. So the point is, the club would be wasting money going and redeveloping that at this moment in time. Now, I want to take us a lot further so that I can justify and say, look, we're getting 10,000 people coming, or 7,000 people coming every week. And of course, then we'll sort all that out. But at the moment, there's no point in wasting money on Bishop Street at the moment while we have not got the crowds coming through the gates.
Youth team can't leave this first half without talking about their superb achievement, winning the Football League Youth Alliance title. I mean, in the first proper season with that EPP status, well, did it surprise you for a start?
Well, I just think there's some really amazing, fantastic staff at the football club now, really dedicated, and just want. We're all on the same page that we all just want success for the club, and so in a way, it's a huge achievement. It is a really amazing accomplishment, and all credit to everybody that's been involved with it. And it's great to see see some youth coming through the system as well. Now we've got Jack Thomas, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? If you can create your own.
No, they did a fantastic achievement within the Youth Alliance. They've always been the top 2 or 3, or they've always been the top 3 of the league, so we knew it was coming. And we've been quite strict with the way we run our youth setup. We've been keeping the youth. I mean, what's happened in the past? So we have had a youth system for a few years now, but what's happened in the past? We've let the manager delve into the youth team and mix around with the youth system. So now the youth system's completely separate from the first team, and it's kept away. John Dempster goes and looks after it. I mean, obviously they talk to the manager and everything, but keeping it separate, and so these lads aren't getting put on loan all over the place and everything, I think it's making our youth team stronger. And the setup now with the club is the youth team, the academy, is tasked with presenting to the manager every year 4 new players forward that he has to accept into his squad. He doesn't have to play them, he can put them out on loan or do what he wants with them, but every year he has to set 4 new players into his squad. And then 4 players are going to be with him for 2 years. So every year he's going to have 8 of our youth in his squad. Okay, and if, for instance, we take Jack Thomas, I spoke to him, he's a nice lad and everything, I said, I want him to be the ambassador for our youth, to encourage the manager to try and give one of them a chance. It's hard for a manager to give youth a chance because his job's on the line. But I'm hoping that helps the youth system and it brings players through and brings players through from our academy. So that I'm really hoping that will work for our club.
We've had the ties with Brooksbury as well, which is it's really fantastic, impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Radfords. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now have a 10-15 minute break, during which time the guys will come round with the pen and paper. And because of the sheer volume in here tonight, can I just ask you to put one question on the sheet, otherwise we could be here for quite some time otherwise. Also, Anne from the club's ticket office is going round with the season ticket application, so if anybody wants to sign up for a season ticket, Anne will be coming round with that form. See you in 10-15 minutes.